Okay, so it seems that there's been an update on Mori Calliope and her hiatus. Now, if you don't know, recently she actually suddenly put herself on hiatus, and a lot of people were worried for her due to the fact that she said that she was having some problems behind the scenes and stuff in her members channel. And again, this obviously caused a lot of concern because people were worried that, hey, you know, what's going to happen? You know, how long is this hiatus going to be? Is she going to be back, etc., etc. And well, it seems that we have a little bit of an update on her status of her hiatus as well. And again, you know, obviously here was the original message that she put out, well, one of the original messages. She put this out after she said that she had to suddenly go away. Said, hey Devies, update, like I said, I need some time away from streaming and the internet, but just wanted to tell y'all things are looking up and I'm doing all right. Sorry to worry so much, I'll be back soon enough, just taking some time off to myself. And obviously, yeah, it seemed like people were in a little bit more higher spirits whenever this came out, because it says that, you know, she was working things out, and it seems like things were looking a little bit better, right? But again, this was on the 4th of May. It is now obviously the 15th of May, so it's been 11 days. And she actually recently just put this out, like, oops, the song is out. It seems like she has a new song out, and she says, we'll celebrate, well, we'll celebrate tomorrow, and I'll be back officially. So yeah, she just kind of randomly dropped this on a random, you know, Friday, saying that, hey, I'm going to be back tomorrow. And yeah, it seems like she is going to be back because she did actually drop on her members only channel a full schedule. Obviously, I can't show you that because, you know, it'll probably be breaching some things because, of course, it's a paid thing. But of course, I do think that, you know, it is great to see that she is back, and she does seem to have a pretty you know, regular schedule there. You know, it's not just like she's returning for one stream and maybe disappearing again. It seems like she does have a couple of streams in mind that she wants to do, right? And a lot of people have been welcoming her back, saying, welcome back. I've been waiting for you, saying, welcome back, Callie. I hope you've had enough rest and a happy day off. Which, yeah, it seems like she just needed like a couple of weeks off, and that was about it, right? Now, the one thing that kind of does interest me is, obviously, recently we talked about the Hololive situation. Obviously, Mori Calliope is a part of Hololive, but recently Hololive, you know, talked about the fact of their financials and stuff for the year, which obviously didn't meet up to their expectations. But of course, they are trying to figure out ways to kind of rectify that and, you know, do better next year. And one of the things that they changed was Yago, obviously the CEO of Cover, you know, actually being much more involved with talent management and things like that, which obviously he wasn't so much, you know, recently, right? And it seems that this has happened almost like immediately. As they said, it was as of April 2026, which was obviously last month. So it will be very interesting to see if that actually had any effect on Mori Calliope coming back, right? Because of course, you know, she said it was behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of people were speculating that it could be to do with Hololive and stuff, which obviously, you know, would be plausible. That does count as behind the scenes, but it could be due to anything else as well. I think that's also something that a lot of people maybe, you know, didn't really think about as well. But I do think that it is like a pretty coincidental timing, right? Literally yesterday, we found out the news that Yago will be taking over, or had already taken over pretty much, if they said April 2026, as, you know, as a more like kind of hands-on role with directing talent and stuff like that. And now obviously Mori Calliope's back the day after, which I think is quite funny. But yeah, it seems like things are going pretty well for her though, with the new song coming out. People saying, good to see you again, boss. See you tomorrow. I think this song is so good. It's good to have you back, Callie. So guys, she's back. Welcome back. So yeah, obviously a lot of people welcoming her back, and you know, just kind of being very positive, which I think is the you know, the only thing that she needs right now, of course, because it seems like she was struggling a little bit with whatever was going on behind the scenes, as she says. And here it is. You know, well, obviously here's not it. It's in releases. What is it? This one, Raymo Compass. Oh, that's the album. No, just one song. There we go. I think this is the song. Oh, okay. Now we're getting adverts. Great. Yeah, 7 hours ago it just came out. So yeah, seems like that dropped, and she will be going live tomorrow to celebrate that drop as well. So yeah, I mean, overall, all good. As I said, we'll have to see if she has some kind of response to this. It will be just kind of one of those things that we'll have to wait until tomorrow's stream for. And of course, I'll keep you guys up to date if there is any kind of update to that. Because of course, maybe she has something to say. Maybe she has a couple of things to clear up or whatever. Because yeah, it's been like, you know, this kind of situation has been full of speculation, right? And I think it didn't really help initially whenever she was quite vague about it. And the kind of membership posts, that was one thing that kind of got people a little bit not so happy about, was the fact that a lot of the posts that, you know, a lot of the information was on. For example, you know, her saying that she was struggling with things behind the scenes. That's what she said in her post. That was from a memberships post, right? That was from a post where you have to pay to be a membership, and obviously a member, sorry. And obviously, I think that, you know, it's one thing to, it's understandable from the fact of like, hey, you know, people that pay for a membership are probably your true fans, right? A hater isn't really going to necessarily pay for the membership unless they really want to, you know, care or whatever about this going on. And at that point, they might as well just be a fan, right? But I do think at the same time as well, she did leave like a vague message on Twitter saying like she had to go. And that was about it. It was a short message just saying, I need to go for a bit. And that's about it, right? And didn't really like elaborate on why that was the case, but she elaborated more on the YouTube community post, on the membership post, which obviously less people see, which obviously caused a little bit of like, you know, people weren't too happy, because it's just like, you know, I think leaving it quite vague on Twitter is understandable, but also it does leave, you know, it leaves it open to a lot of speculation, right? So it would have been nice if like everybody could have just seen the reasoning as to why, you know, she decided to take the break. And obviously it was up to people like me and other people like that who have, of course, shared with you guys exactly why and the reasoning behind it, because else people who don't pay for the membership wouldn't know, right? And they would only be left to speculate on things, which obviously wouldn't be good for Mori Calliope either, right? I think it would be like better all around for everybody, not just, you know, the fans that want to know what's happening, but also Mori as well. It would prevent a lot of the kind of speculative kind of discussion that would happen from people seeing that kind of, you know, vague post, right? Because again, just saying I've got to go for a bit, people are going to speculate like crazy on that. They're going to go wild. They're going to speculate all sorts, and it's going to be crazy, right? And obviously, I know that, you know, nobody wants that to happen. So maybe next time, if anything was to happen like this, maybe Hololive can figure it out as well, with a lot of their talents, just to kind of tell them to say, hey, make sure you let your audience know, you know, why you're going, or at least, you know, either A, make sure you let them know, or don't tell them at all, right? I think there's kind of two kind of, you know, things there. But I think the kind of half in between thing was the thing that confused a lot of people, because again, it seemed like she was pretty open to talking about it, but, you know, just not on a public place like Twitter, which, as I said, I don't blame her, but also it does open up to a lot of speculation, and it did open up to a lot of speculation, right? And that could be easily avoided if, you know, you just kind of explain it just even a little bit, right? Just like, even like lightly. You don't have to write like a whole paragraph about it. Just like to say, hey, I gotta go. I'm struggling with stuff behind the scenes. That's it. Like that's literally all you can really say, right? Of course, it's still gonna be speculation on that too, but you know, it's better than like the wild kind of stuff that people come up with if you leave it like super vague, right? But yeah, I mean, that is essentially it. It seems that Mori Calliope will be back tomorrow, back to normal schedule, back to normal everything. And yeah, obviously a new song out, so go and listen to that. I'm sure it's great. I'll give it a listen after I finish this video. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. They've got a ton of VTuber collabs, so yeah, obviously the best place to go if you really want some cool VTuber stuff with kind of just like, I don't know, like secure like shipping and stuff, right? I know a lot of VTuber spaces, you know, whenever it comes to merch and things, some of them are very secure, whatever, like especially the corpo ones. But some places it can be a little bit like, ooh, I don't really know. Or sometimes it'll take like a couple of months to come. Whereas gamer subs, usually, depending on what drop you get, obviously some of them are pre-orders, so it will take a little bit to come. But usually they're quite secure with their kind of you know, orders, right? You're 100% like gonna get it, right? I've never had a problem with getting orders or whatever, so I think that's one of the benefits of that. Just kind of wanted to say that because again, that's one of the things I think is quite underrated whenever it comes to VTuber kind of related merch and things. Gamer subs definitely are good and reliable, at least for this kind of stuff, and the support usually does help out as well too if there is, you know, if there is a problem. But again, I've never had one, so never had to use it, right? But yeah, that's probably all for this video, as I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.